Hey guys, so today I want to make a video about how to get over your left side out the back of the ring for shot put in discus. I'm going to speak in terms of a right-handed thrower, so for any lefties out there, it'll be your right leg, alright? So, but just to simplify things, because the majority of throwers are right-handed, I'll just speak in terms of right-handed throwers. So let's get into it. So, first, let's start with defining what is getting over the left side out the back. And then we'll go into why it's important. And then we'll go into some tips and some tricks to get over the left. Alright? So first, what is getting over the left side out the back? So, the common thing would be, what I usually look for is this left armpit over this left knee. So if I was to create a line here, all right, so if I was to create a line from here and here, all right, my left armpit would be over my left knee, all right, and my center of mass is not like this, and I'm not breaking at the hip, so I have strong hips. So from the side, it would be here. And you see how I have this strong hip, so my butt is not shooting back, all right, and I'm not super this way because it's very uncomfortable. It's very hard to turn like that, and you're super restricted. So what I usually say to start off with is just start in a nice, easy, just quarter squat, right, like this. Kind of like if you were to dip down for like a push press, or like a overhead jerk, you know, the most powerful explosive movements. Or if you were gonna do a vertical jump test and you wanna lift, you know, and jump from that, you know, just a nice, easy, just comfortable, loading the hamstrings, loading the knees. All right, so just get some even weight, all right? And then I like to do a simple whine, you know, like people whine like that. People want like this, like it doesn't matter really. Whatever's comfortable for you. I usually like just a nice easy just wind. Like not too far. Just a nice simple, like if I had to pick a example would be something like Joe Kovacs for shot put or like a Gerd Cantor for discus. Just nice, easy, simple winds that are super repeatable, super consistent. All right, and the reason why I'm talking about the wind is if you have a super simple and consistent wind, it's going to be so much easier to get over your left out the back. All right, because if you have a wind that's super complicated, it's going to be very hard to repeat it for a long time. So like if I was to wind like that's super inconsistent to do. And you want just super simple, repeatable movements. Because in a meet, you know, you don't want a lot of stuff to think about. Alright? Or just during a throw, like during in practice, the last thing you want to think about is the simple stuff of just winding. Alright? So you just want to find something comfortable for you. So if you just do a complicated wind naturally, that's fine. You know, it's whatever is good for you. Everyone's different. Alright? Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, how I define getting over the left is basically a couple things. One, do you have weight over the ball of the foot? Alright? So you're not rocking back, so if I'm like this, there's no weight over the ball of my left foot. Alright? It's in the heel and you're gonna fall backwards. Alright? So if you're looking at film and you look like this out the back, that's not a good thing. Alright, because there's no tension. There's no tension in your hip, there's no separation or anything. Alright, everything's gone and you're just going to fall in and your throw is screwed up and you're not going to throw very far. Alright, so you want to be super stacked, like here. So this is what it would look like if you shot your butt out. So it'd be here and like, this is not a very powerful position. Alright? Like, you know, you wouldn't do a lift like this. Like, you wouldn't like imagine squatting and going like that. Like that's just a good morning. All right. So you want to feel very, very powerful. All right. Very, very stable. Like if someone was to push you from your hip, you know, you wouldn't move. Like I'm hitting my hip, I'm not moving. All right. So you want to feel stable. All right. That's a first key component. All right. The second, how I define it, is if you're balanced. So if I'm throwing towards the camera, so I'm here. You see how I can just lift and just stay like this the entire time? I can move around and I'm perfectly balanced. That's a key thing. So you don't necessarily need to be just like all the way out here, because there is a point where you're too far out, you have too much weight over your left foot that you can't turn, all right? And it's very hard to move. So you want to be able to put enough weight that's easy to turn, but you can still produce power, all right? So if I'm here, I'm just all the way out here, I'm just gonna fall. But on the contrary, if I'm just like that and I just have no weight, I'm just gonna turn and go that way. So you want to find that balance, and everyone looks different. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind as well. But in general, well, if you're looking at video of yourself throwing, if your left armpit is over this left knee and you just draw a straight line, you should be pretty fine. All right. So that's how I define it. So basically, in summation of how I define getting over the left, if you have weight over the left foot, if you have balance over the left foot, and you have stability over the left foot. All right. So, oh, and for comfort. So you got to be comfortable. All right. So, and just because it's not comfortable at first, because, you know, throwing, you put into weird positions that the body usually isn't in. There's not a lot of rotational movements in sports usually that would really mimic. I guess really the only thing I would think of is like if you do like a pivot or something in basketball or something. But I also don't play a lot of other sports, so I could be just totally wrong there. But yeah, so you want to feel comfortable. But yeah, so that's basically first and foremost. But you want to also, if the coach is telling you like that looks right but it's not comfortable for you, give it like a month. Because especially if you're just starting out, because it won't really be comfortable. All right, not really. And usually when you're just starting out, if something's comfortable, it might just be it's just wrong, because your body doesn't want to go into the correct position that your coach wants. So I would just keep an eye on that. Now, after like a month or so of you like trying the same thing and like actually giving it an honest effort, if it's just like terrible, then, you know, try something else. So, but like after like a week, that won't really do it if you're like just starting out. All right. So yeah, keep that in mind. So let's go on to why it's important to get over the left. All right. So why do you get over the left foot? Well, one, like I said, one of the reasons is if you're not over the left. So I don't have enough room to demonstrate like a full throw. It probably won't show up that well in this frame. I'm very compact. They're doing construction outside my house and I don't want to breathe in asphalt. So normally I would have done this outside. So I do apologize. I won't be able to demonstrate it. But I hope you'll get the I'm going to do a little bit of a worse demonstration than I normally would. But I hope it gets the point across. So say I'm throwing that way. All right. So I'm here. This is not getting over the left. So I just turn. So I'm just like, you see how, actually no, let me throw towards the camera. So I'm here and just, see how my hip's breaking? I can't like push off or anything. I can't push off my left. I just have no tension in my hips. My upper body's just collapsed and it's just there's just nothing there. So again, so that's it, not getting over the left. This is getting too much over the left. You're here and I'm just falling. You don't want that. You don't want to just fall. All right. So this is usually how it's supposed to look. So you're here. So it's just nice, easy, simple. I can sprint and push linear, and my hip will be under me. Obviously, I'm not going to demonstrate it fully, like there wasn't that great of a sweep or anything, because I don't want to kick the bench that's here. But you get the general idea. It's just nice, easy, simple turn. And a lot of people try and overcomplicate it, and really, it's just here and there. That's it. It's just literally that simple. It takes a while to do it, but it's not like this huge magical thing. All right, like it's one of those things. Once you get it down, you'll be able to do it in your sleep, and hopefully, you pick it up quick. Because once you get over the left, the whole rest of the full throw kind of basically does itself. All right, and most of the time, like one of the biggest mistakes that I see young throwers and a lot of throwers make is they either don't get over the left or they're inconsistent with it. So yeah, so the reason why you want to get over the left is, one, because it creates balance. All right, it creates balance, it creates pressure to actually produce force out the back. All right, and it gives you a stable base to push and move your hips, all right, through the rest of the throw. The second reason is because it gives you rotational energy, all right? So this doesn't create rotational energy. This stops rotational energy and just makes you go that way. So you really want just nice and easy, just nice and easy turn. Sorry, I lost track there a little. So, yeah. It's a whole bunch of reasons. Like, there's just a whole bunch of reasons, and I don't really want to talk for a half hour about this, because I'm trying not to make it very complicated. I don't really want to get into biomechanics and stuff like that, because I just wanted to keep a very simple video. If you want me to do a video about actually getting into biomechanics and just like the science and whatnot, I can. Don't really want to, but if you guys want me to, then I will. But yeah, I don't like getting into all that because, frankly, most throwers won't really care or understand about that. Because, I mean, we're not scientists. So, I like, when I'm coaching, to keep things as simple as possible. Like, I'm explaining something, like, super complicated, not complicated. And that's the goal I try and have. So, I hope I'm trying to do that in this video. Alright, so, to summarize why, in layman's terms, why you should get over the left foot out the back. 1, to have balance, speed, and consistency in your throw. 2, to build power, rotational power, and linear power. Once you get to here, you need that linear power. So if you're like this, you know, you can't have rotational power. Or if you're like that, like, you're just gonna fall. So you want to stable base. Like, imagine like a sprinter coming out of blocks, and instead of just like straight lined up, there's like that, and there's like, you know, that's not gonna produce power. And the same thing, like if they're like this, it's like you're not gonna produce power. So you want to feel that stable, like you're gonna go off blocks out the sprint, and that comes from getting out over the left out the back. All right. So that's why it's important to do it. Now, some things that can help you do it, that help you get over the left, some tips and tricks. So some of the things I say, 1, you've already heard me countless times. If you're looking at video, just armpit over left knee. If you do that, you're pretty safe. All right, you at least have most of the components. Not in some cases, because obviously I can be like this and have like my butt sticking out that way, and my armpit can still be over my knee. You don't want this, because that's leaning back. So it's hard to turn from that. Alright, so it's usually a general rule of thumb There's not always a guarantee. You still need to look at what your left hip is doing. All right? So that's why it's also important to film from the side, because my armpit is over my left knee right now. And this is usually what I look for. Right here, just a nice stable stack. But here, it's also over the left knee, my armpit. And I'm sticking my butt out. And I'm not in a good position. My butt is behind me. So I can't produce any power forward. Alright, so it's something to look for, but it's not always the right answer. So if that's not working for you, another thing you can do is feel a shift in weight onto your left. So you want to feel like you're pressing down into the ground with the ball of your foot, like you're going to do a jump. That's how much weight. Or another way, if you're going to be like this, and let me back up a little, and just pick up your right foot. That's what you want to feel. That's how much weight should be over your left foot. All right? So that's another feeling you want. Some more feelings. I tend to try and keep, when I wind a little like this. Let me back up a little. I wind like that. You can turn this foot, and when you're turning, feel this knee going over the toe. That's something, if you're having really bad trouble, you just want to be careful with that, because that can lead to you going way too far that way. But if you're just like, I just can't get over the left, coach, try that. See if that helps. Just getting the feel for it. Some drills that you can do are like the simple, you put a PVC on your back and you just do 90-degree pivots, and then 180s, and then 360s. All right, and you can do breakdown fulls, so you have a PVC on your back. Let me go that way. So you go 90, step, step, step. All right, so you can do those, and if you can stop here, lift this up, and you're not moving, and you're not like all over the place, you're gonna be pretty solid. So those are some drills to do. There's some more stuff you can do, but really the biggest thing is you want to feel first pressure in the ball of the foot, at ease of turn, but still like, you don't want to just be like here. Also, another thing to look forward to is you want to be more on the inside of the foot. So I have a throwing shoe here. This is my left throwing shoe. So inside, outside. You want to feel yourself on this side of the foot when you turn. So I have the SDs here, and I know the circle's kind of faded, but you can still see the circle right here. The reason the circle's there is because that's where you're supposed to turn. All right, and that's what the shoe's built for. All right, the turn on that. Okay, because if you turn on the outside of the foot, your left foot's going to stop early, and it's going to be hard for you to turn. All right, so you want to keep that weight balance biased towards the inside of the foot, so that's way easier to turn. Another reason why is to keep your knee in line with your foot, so you have even more of a stable base. Now there are some caveats to that. Some schools have thought, you want to lead with this left knee. It doesn't turn, the left foot doesn't turn all the way, and the sweep takes you around. But even those guys still have weight over the left. Like I can still go like that. The thing is, it just happens a lot quicker. So it's not as smooth. Now it's something like advanced thing that I wouldn't recommend beginners do, because it can be kind of hard on the knee. So you need to have those reps and stability in your knee to do that. So I would say first just start with the basic drills I told you, with the PVC pipe or like a broom or a javelin on your back, and just nice and easy, just pivot turns, and just feel the smoothness, feel the strength, feel the balance, feel the control, feel everything. All right, so those are that's basically how to get over the left, what does over the left mean, why get over the left. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something today. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you want me to do a video about defining anything else or explaining how to do anything else, like a half turn or just a full throw, or something like that. All right, so, or a stand throw or something. And I can do that for discus too. It's the same principles in discus. All right. Oh, sorry. There's actually one other thing I forgot to mention about getting over the left. It's not really about getting over the left, but it's something I see can prevent you from getting over the left. And it's picking up your right foot too soon or your sweep leg too soon. So if you're here and you just go like that, you don't have that ground stability to push. So another tip that you can do is you can use this right foot to push you over this left. Now obviously you don't want to just push yourself to the side. And it doesn't have to be like extreme, like you don't want to just jump that way. But just like a little nudge that way. And now I'm over my left. Alright, so that's another thing you can do. But if you pick up this right foot too early, you lose this separation in the inner part of your thigh or your groin. And that stretch will give you that snap for your sweep to go around. So you don't have to muscle your sweep. It'll just happen. So that's another thing you can do to get over your left, is use your right side. Alright, I'm a big proponent in using your whole body during the throw. I never like just shutting down a part unless it's in practice or trying to work something. So like, if you like just blowing out the back with your left foot, with your left arm, I'll tell you keep the left arm inside this left knee. But it's very hard to turn like that. But if you have a serious problem in doing that, I'll first shut it down and then work your way up to doing it correctly. If I was your coach. But yeah. So that's another trick that I almost forgot to mention. So now the video's ending. Oh cool, I kept it under a half hour. So I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know if you want to see more of these technical videos. I always love helping people with their technique and whatnot. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you all later. Have a great day.